All right. So we've got the Turkish patch notes here. I think I'm going to go Turkish for this season. What do you guys think? 10 o'clock, roll over, patch notes. Okay, guys. Okay. We're going to start with any changes on cards. This is big. Patch notes. I'll skim above afterwards. Let's see if there's card changes. Okay. So there's no balance updates. It's just going to be a lot of like the cosmetics and stuff like that. Okay. Cosmic Creation, the final expansion of Call of the Mountain, has finally arrived. From the outskirts of Noxus to the laboratories of Zon and the furthest reaches of the Celestial Realm, come 3 new champions, Riven, Victor, and Zoe. Cosmic Creation includes these 3 champions and 40 new collectible cards in total, including followers, spells, and landmarks across all regions. I will say, for like the no patch notes, I think like the game's in a state where we don't really need patch notes, but there is one thing, which is Go Hard feels like it's limiting a lot of decks. I do want to clarify that it's not about Go Hard decks being OP or them having too high of a win rate, because I don't really think it even is too high of a win rate, but that's not really how like we're balancing things, right? At the end of the day, there's a few too many strategies that feel like it's going to be hard to run while Go Hard still a thing. Like, for example, Zoe. I think Zoe is not actually that bad of a card. Like, she's not great, but I think people are kind of like dogging on her too much. And I mean, in a world where, you know, Go Hard is prevalent as it is right now, yeah, something like Zoe is going to be hard to run. Also, some stuff like the Rune Weaver, Riven's like 3-1 support follower, a lot of like stuff like that just feels like it folds to Go Hard a little too easily. Cosmic Creation introduces the new keyword, Augment. Followers with Augment get a permanent +1/+0 bonus anytime a created card is played after they've been summoned. Created cards are any cards created by another card, whether it's invoked, created in your deck, and then drawn, or directly created in hand. Some text has been updated on existing cards to clarify what's considered as a created card. 2 new challenges are available to introduce you to the new mechanics of Cosmic Creation: Augmentation and Progress, and Reforging the Blade. 3 new daily quests have been added that revolve around Cosmic Creation's new keywords and champions. Over the past few weeks, we've been revealing cards from Cosmic on our official social channels. Head over to our follow me on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. Yep. Prismatic card style. So this is the hype one. They did a video here just because we have to see the animation. And this is what we saw before. Basically, I mean, they're not showing us like much of the animation, but I mean, it's just like sparkly, shiny cards, right? They're holographic cards. And this is news. They dropped this on us last second. We had no idea that holos were coming out in this update. Like, we knew they were in the works, but we didn't know in this update until now. It was supposed to be a balance patch, though. It's been over a month. Yeah, it's kind of weird that they haven't like at least tweaked Go Hard in some way, because there's definitely a few ways of nerfing it that, you know, would still keep it playable. Like pretty minor things. Each of your cards can be upgraded to a prismatic in a few different ways. The process upgrades all the cards copies in your collection, present and future. No need to upgrade 3 copies of each card to get a full set. Prismatic chests. So this is, I'm actually trying to remember, how did it work in Hearthstone? How did it actually work in Hearthstone? Did you have to get 3 gold cards? Or I guess Hearthstone had 2 as the maximum deck limit. Did you have to get 2? Yeah, it's per copy. That's what I thought. So you only have to upgrade a card once here. Prismatic chests. These are various qualities of prismatic chests. Opening one allows you to choose one of 3 cards to upgrade to a prismatic. Along with some essence, prismatic can be earned through new card style quests, and they'll be included as ranked rewards at the end of the season. Higher you're ranked, the more prismatic chests you'll receive. A new resource earnable from specific chests and quests, and the essence is just, you know, used to upgrade. You know, it's just a cosmetic only resource, effectively. Coins, like essence coins, can be used to directly upgrade a card. So coins, obviously, these are just like the in-game currency, the little like riot coins. And of course, those are a wild card. You can use these on anything, and yeah, you can also use them on the cosmetics. As excited as we are to roll out prismatic card styles, this is just our first step in card customization. We're still planning out a ton of ways to give players even more ways. I wouldn't have written it like this. To personalize their collection over the next year. Also, keep in mind, at the moment, once you upgrade a card to a prismatic, it's permanent. There's no going back. We'll be adding an option to toggle individual prismatics on or off in the future. Wait. Wait a second. Hang on. Wait. That's really funny. So if someone's on like a potato PC and they upgrade their cards to prismatic and like it doesn't work well, it makes them like crash or skip frames or something, they can't go back. Wait. That's really funny. Obviously, like, this is a stopgap. Obviously, they are going to add the toggle, and they just didn't have enough time to get it in for this update. Like, I don't know if this will actually affect, like, anyone reasonably. Like, this is probably going to be really rare that people are going to have that exact problem. But that's just really, really funny that for this specific patch, there will be some people that literally can't go back from prismatic. What the hell? Region roads for Noxus, Piltover, Verzon, and Tarragon are being extended to fill out the collection. Makes sense. A Zonite card back. And this is the card back. Honestly, card backs are never really that exciting to me. This one actually looks pretty nice, I will say. All things considered, it's pretty distinct. Like, this is one of my more favorite ones I've seen. Region roads for all region are being extended to the 30 levels. All regions. Okay, sure. Special labs, multi-lab. Heimerdinger's lab has expanded to make more rooms for science, with 3 times the experimentation. Each experiment is a new way to play. Try them all, find your favorites, and tell us what you think. This is a permanent lab expansion. There will be multiple labs available at a given time moving forward. Ooh. Every once in a while, one of the labs on the list will be rotated out for a new lab, so there's always something new to discover. So it looks like they're not giving the specifics of exactly how this works. This is interesting. This is interesting. So they'll have like 2 or 3 labs at a time, and like they'll kind of like rotate in and out. Like the last one will get like pushed out or something like that. I mean, we don't know exactly like how they'll sequence that, but that's pretty interesting. Cool. It's very possible that for some older or less desired lab formats that the queue times will end up getting like really long, but again, that's not a major issue. That's just a minor afterthought. Okay, so these are the labs. And these are 3 labs we've had so far. But they're just like they're 3 at once, right? Quick Draw, Star Power, and Journey to the Peak. Boards, the Undercity, for legends who experiment with every possibility. Here's a nice little cat. It's Neandroid Von Yip. Honestly, I mean that's a good name. Personality supervillain. Okay. Yeah, I mean I don't mind it. It's a good cosmetic for the good old Pursuit of Perfection deck. A new card back is available for purchase in the store, the Exile card back. 4 new emotes. So I will say we don't see the animations here. This one, I thought this was 2 emotes. I might be in for a disappointment. So for those of you guys who didn't see when we looked at it before like 20 minutes ago, we actually see the emote animations in this video here. Hang on, they were a bit before. Here, let me show you guys all the animations. Okay. So again, just, you know, emote animations are very important. I thought that these 2 Zoe emotes were different emotes that you could equip and like combo or chain together, which is really cool. but it might not work that way because maybe they're like the same emote that like just causes two effects or something. How does that work? Because it's only showing this one emote, but there's two different emotes. I must be missing something because there's a second Zoe emote that doesn't seem to be here. It's random. Yeah, so when you click the Zoe emote, it just like, it probably alternates between them actually. It would make much more sense if it alternated rather than being random. That's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming if you click it twice, it'll like do both. Okay, bundles. The Zon bundle is now available for 1422 coins. Bundles, yeah. Deck bundle, Forged for battle bundle. Prorated for any excess copies. Collection of cards to make the most out of Riven and Tarik's abilities. Oh god. Oh, their starter bundle is a Riven Tarik deck. Oh. Oh no. Oh god. Expeditions. For Cosmic Creations, we're adding new archetypes for the Expeditions pool. New champions. Okay. Expeditions, I always like skim these because they're, I mean, for the most part, like, I haven't seen a ton of interest in Expeditions. Like, a lot of people aren't really, like, tryharding these. I haven't heard a lot of people be like, Pog, the cards from the Value of Crowns have the Garen and Thresh, or, you know, like, these feel like everyone kind of skims these. Miscellaneous. An additional 200 megabyte download will be required for the patch. So overall, oh yeah, and then, you know, we can play the video again, just like to close it out. This is sort of the I don't know if it's in English right now already, but this is just the kind of patch trailer video in Japanese. English out already. To be honest, you guys don't need to read the. You guys can infer what they say. There's no information on those. Like, it's like, ooh. Here's the thing. Because it's all a visual showcase anyway, right? And yeah, here's the Prismatics. These are pretty cool. The board music is top tier. Do we know exactly what it will be? Will it be like this? And yeah, we've got some animations here. Pretty cute. It's Zoe's theme. All right, cool. And yeah, that's it. That's the patch. So overall, like I said, I mean, the game's in a fairly good state in terms of like balance patch. Like, there's been a couple of times in the past where it's like, oh, so-and-so card hasn't got nerfed. That's pretty bad and feels like see you again in 2 weeks kind of thing. In this case, like, basically, I think the only thing that really felt like it should have got nerfed was Go Hard. And it's pretty debatable to what extent it should have got nerfed, just because it feels like it oppresses a couple too many strategies. Again, not being terribly OP in and of itself, but feels like it might make a few things a little too limited to be able to play. And yeah, like for example, a deck like any sort of like specifically board-based decks get like kind of a little bit too destroyed by that. Like for example, let me see if I still have it. Yeah, so like for example, here I've got this version. So me and Precipic and Kuvira and Bones were like building around with a bunch of decks last night off stream. Like we were just kind of like toying with a bunch of ideas, and this is effectively an early version of one of the concepts, which is like a Targon Grand Plaza deck, and it's actually pretty scary. You know, like we can use the Daybreak package really effectively. All the Daybreak cards are pretty scary with Grand Plaza. Grand Plaza allows us to use challenges, so stuff like the Solar Shield Bearer, its health just gets eaten for free. Stuff like, you know, Lux, we can just challenge something into the barrier. And we can get some really good value out of stuff like Sunburst as well. This is an early version of the deck. I think we've actually already changed a bunch of cards since then. I'm gonna have to like update the screenshot. So I'm just using this as a random example. This is not an updated version of the list. That'll come later. But this is an example of the kind of deck that's like, this is a really cool concept, and it should, in theory, be pretty good. But if Go Hard has the same amount of representation that it has right now, like, this kind of archetype feels like it's going to do really poorly into Go Hard, right? Not running Stony. Yeah, Stony could easily be in this deck. Again, don't worry about, like, the exact cards. It's out of date. But, yeah, it's like, this is an example of a kind of deck that Go Hard being in the meta would feel like it might limit it a bit too much. Go Hard kind of forces a lot of control mirrors, because it makes a lot of situations where you're trying to play for the board, or playing, obviously you still can play for the board, but not in a super committal way, right? Okay. No Pale. Yeah. I added Pale. We did a lot of updates. This is literally like 30 cards different from what it should be. I'm just talking about a Targon Demacia deck. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that's it for the patch notes. Overall, pretty cool. I'm glad we're getting hollows. Just a little bit concerned about Go Hard, and that's it. That's literally, like, I think there's not really another patch note that even felt necessary or like super important at all. Like, that's pretty good. Zoe? Yeah, of course, Zoe as well. Okay. Perfect. So now for the rest of the day, I mean, I wanted to wait off on deck building until we actually had the patch notes, because, you know, we thought there was going to be a balance update just because it's been a month since there was one. Probably something small, but I expected it to change some things. And now that, you know, we know there's no balance update, I can definitely just jump into deck building for the rest of the day. It'll be a lot of fun. All right, guys, what do you think? You got any ideas?